Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, Season 5, Episode 20. We still don't know if we're going to make it down the aisle, but I think we might.
And we're almost to the end. I mean...
Well, we're trying.
We're trying.
Before we get into the episode, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, which also is a Winter House podcast and a Summer House Martha's Vineyard podcast. Yeah. And we have One Season Wonders. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. It helps the podcast. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Vanderpasta, and join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you could get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows where Meredith and I and sometimes Sarah talk about whatever the hell we want because it's our show and we can. And also you'll get episodes that we record early, including this one.
Woo!
We don't know when it will be released. I say never. Meredith has high hopes. I'm just like, this is a Patreon exclusive.
I have high hopes. I know what's going to happen. I'm the one who schedules it.
I live in ignorant bliss, you know?
Listen, people are listening to it. You could have had it first on the Patreon. Those people listened to it. And now you are.
For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we go back and watch old seasons, which is what we're doing right now, we will do an after show to talk about current Bravo news as to not give spoilers away on this podcast. Also, we will say her name on the podcast, I will say her name on the podcast or try. Thank you to Chris, Darby, D, Gabriella, Jackie, Jamie, Kirsten, Casey, Kelsey, Chrissy, Lauren, Nicole, Sarah L, Sarah R, Tierney, Tonette, Tracy, Allison, Emily, Gina, Isabella, Jennifer, Leanne, Lisa, Rio, Robin, Taylor, and Tara.
Woohoo!
Wow, I did that. I really blacked out for a little bit there. I think that's what needs to happen.
Maybe. You know what? That's probably right. You think too much about it and then you stumble. You're kind of brain dead from work right now. And so you're doing your best.
Blacked out. Yeah, exactly. And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we do live seasons, which is literally all the time. Okay, Bravo never fucking takes a break. Bravo never gives us a break.
It never sleeps.
It never
Even
stops.
the shows we don't watch never sleep.
Just keeps coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I will post in the Patreon, ask for your questions, comments, opinions, concerns. You will give them to us, and that is that, and we will read them on the podcast. Also, I will pick a patron of the episode. So, I did my homework. All of you wanted me to sit here and fail, but I'm not going to because I have a patron of the episode because I'm responsible.
God.
And this goes to Chrissy because Chrissy, you know how responsible I am. She's never probably thought that I'm irresponsible. So that's
shout out to Chrissy.
To my knowledge. That's what I think. So
that's all that matters.
And that's who I pick because I'm in charge and I'm God and you're not. No, I'm not.
I was about to say, Alicia's basically the dictator of patron of the episode in a good way. I don't want to be involved.
It's me.
Until you say, and stop. That's my only
Meredith pauses.
I'm the jester.
Okay, let's get into the episode, should we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great. Oh my gosh. Okay, so previously on Vanderpump Rules, the Bubbas are rock solid. No issues, not a one. Sandoval and Jax, they're going to fly out Schwartz's triplet brothers. Shay is avoiding Sheena, probably because he hates her.
1,000%.
Everyone is in the woods for the Bubba's wedding. Sandoval, though, missed his flight. Lisa and her crew, minus Max, the unpopular son, is here. And the triplet brothers missed their flight. So Jax is mad, but not just normal mad, bug-eyed mad that you get.
Well, he's mad times 3 because 3 people missed their flight.
When his eyes are bugging out of his head.
He is spiraling.
Oh, amazing. So we're at the wedding venue. Trisha, the wedding planner, is giving the Bubbas the laydown of the rehearsal dinner. They're going to do a casual and fun one. So it's Tuesday, so they're going to do Taco Tuesday, which this reminds me how they all have serving jobs and not 9 to 5.
Well, this is also reality TV. This is amplified because they're on reality TV too. Not only do they not have 9 to 5s, but they it doesn't matter when this happens for them, no matter what. I want to do this. I want to get married on a Wednesday.
Guess
it'll cut more people out. I don't really want.
Yeah, that's true. I actually have a meeting. I can't make it.
I have a family friend getting married this spring. Granted, it's a destination wedding, so I feel like that doesn't matter as much. It's over in Europe, and he's getting married on a Wednesday, and I'm like, I don't mind it.
Dope. I'm getting married, not me.
Wait, whoa, back up. When did you get engaged?
No, I have a wedding on a Thursday, which is also wild. It's not mine, obviously.
I was like, fuck you. You didn't tell me you were dating somebody
I buried
engaged.
the lead, and I'm not
clearly
wearing my
I'm not
ring.
invited to the wedding.
I'm getting married next week.
I knew that wasn't true, and I was still so offended.
Don't worry, you're the first one invited. You could be my pretend maid of honor, like Kristen is to Katie.
Oh
be you.
my god!
We'll get into it.
I thrive on the not best man, not maid of honor saga.
So, Katie's very calm right now because she's taking a lot of weed gummies. So I knew it. If there's one thing I remember about this wedding, it's that Katie wasn't crazy because she was just so high.
It concerns me, but also for the sake of the show and
Thank
truly
God.
getting down the aisle,
Thank God.
she truly is calmer. But I don't think she'll like think back and be like, "Hey, how can I like be calmer in my relationship and sit down and communicate?" No.
It's just I'm gonna take a weed gummy.
I'm gonna get through
down.
this right now.
Yeah. So then we meet Kim, Schwartz's mom. They're very close.
She's so cute.
She's very cute. They do a fireball shot together, and she seems really goofy. Honestly,
I can see her and him. Well, like not only physically, but like just like the way he is. I can just see it.
Yeah, it's cute. He does wish that his brothers, his dad, and his sister were here, but he can't afford to fly them all out, so he's. I
still can't get over that. Like only in his mind, only she is coming.
I would have just been like, I'm already in debt. Let me help my family a little bit.
I thought that
I'm on a reality TV show. I'm clearly doing way better than all of them. Let me just throw the money down.
Yes, and like we're staying at cabins here. Like the whole family can stay in one of these little cabin things.
From my understanding, the triplets already share a house with the rest of the family in one room.
Just the sister left?
According to Jax.
Yeah, at home. I see what you're saying.
According to Jax, they all sleep in one house in one room. So they just have one room in the cabin and they're good. Luxury.
Works for me.
Jax is trying to get a hold of Sandoval because the brothers missed their flight, and Sandoval has the flight information, but Sandoval also missed his flight, so he's probably trying to get another flight, maybe is on the flight.
4 people need to get their butts in planes, and that is so stressful. Actually, I see more so why Jax is like spiraling, because he's like, Sandoval's trying to get himself here. We need to get 3 other people here.
He spirals so hard, his brain doesn't work because he says he couldn't think of anything more worse. And he goes, that's not right. More worse?
It concerns me?
Anything worse? No, it's more. No, that's not right either. At least you didn't say worser. I
thought he was going to get there, and I was like, sir, the word worse is the only thing you need.
Couldn't think of anything worse. You don't need more worse.
Yeah.
Because it's already the worst.
It's either the worst or worse.
Yeah. So then he goes, I couldn't think of anything that sucks more. And I was like,
they spent so much time on that little bit, and I was like, oh God.
But yeah, he's so mad. He's raging, and now he has to pay for the replacement flights. It's not 1 ticket, and he'd even deal with 2, but 3?
I back him on this. Like, I would be going off. He already didn't want to pay for this shit, and they just did it. They sucked it up, and they put it on a credit card, and Jax is in $1,500 more debt, but now he's in $3,000 more debt.
Yeah, and he said all they had to do was show up on time, and they couldn't even do that.
This is why you lie to people and tell them that their flight's at a different time.
Also, though, I could believe Schwartz's brothers. Yeah, this checks out. I'm not like surprised.
No, but it's hard because
rude.
The 3 triplets. Well, they don't care because it's not their money. We talked about that last episode. Like they don't really care. But Jax and Tom already knew that they were kind of a disaster, so they should have planned that better. But I also think Tom and Jax are disasters. So like. It's the like semi-blind leading the blind.
I feel like they should have called an Uber for the triplets and been like, okay, this is what time your Uber is coming. It's coming 4 hours before your flight.
Do a car service where it's going to sit there and like honk at them and knock on the door.
Yes. Whatever needs to get done. But like it will show up 4 hours before you should even be at the airport for your flight. Okay. Because once you get there, who knows?
You just got to get there, and then there's like a 50% chance they still miss the flight. But at least we have a 50% chance of making it. Glass half full.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone does shots with Schwartz in the kitchen. Brittany is here, part of the good mood crew. But guess who's not in a good mood? Shay. Shay's miserable to be here. And Sheena's trying to hype him up. Sheena's like, it's going to be so fun. We're going to go tubing. Schwartz is in a good mood. And he's like, ugh, I don't want to go fucking tubing.
The way, like, it would be so hard to film a scene with someone who literally will speak no more than 2 words to you at a time.
And he's
I
your
feel
husband?
bad for Sheena, but also I'm like, but God, I love Shay.
It is so good. And then Sheena's like, Shay's behavior has really been off lately. I don't know what it is. And Sheena literally is just talking at him and he's like, ugh. Like he openly is just like, whatever. Don't care.
The delusion she's under, if my husband had a drug problem and then was like acting super weird, didn't want to spend any time with me, like I would be like, we're getting into therapy. It doesn't even, I'm not assuming you're on drugs, but like something is going on here and like we clearly are not okay.
Even within our relationship, yes. Also, why is Shay so mad, you ask? I think, again, it's because he's forced to hang out with people who aren't his friends and all they do is get drunk. And he's like, I don't even like the Bubbas. Kitty's
I'm sure he's like, he
me.
thinks they're fine and like he's fine attending this wedding, but to be trapped with them for an entire weekend would be challenging. Like I said, I think I said this last episode, like I did this for my friend's wedding basically where we were like in the mountains and like it was so fun, but I never would have brought a +1 to that. Granted, they're married, so it's different. But like I never would have brought a +1 into that environment, even if I'd been dating for someone for a while, because that is my time with my friends. Like it's so different when they're your friends and you are trapped in houses in a positive way with these people.
Also, I gotta be honest, if I'm trapped in a house with people, that already, I better know these people. I'm already hesitant and we're in the woods, so I can't even like go on a walk through a city. I'm like in the woods.
They're your everything. It's not just like you're at a wedding weekend where everybody's in the same hotel and you can like make your own itinerary. Everything you're doing is together.
I feel like Shay and I would make a really good couple. Like after just being like, no, I get it.
So many Bravo men like that we're matchmaking. So maybe, and even if they don't match with you, maybe we find people who are the non-drug addict Shays.
Yeah, the non-drug addict. Honestly, I would probably benefit from being kind of sober, Shay, and I don't peer pressure. If I'm drunk, you don't have to be drunk with me.
Alicia, we have a firm line. You and I cannot, honestly, for sober people's sake, cannot date sober people.
We're a mess. Shay would be drinking himself into oblivion if he had to deal with me.
We'd be like Chuck. We would be worse than Sheena's like sober rules.
we would like buy him like Pedialyte and be like, you also need to chug.
You'll be fine.
You also have to chug. And he would just vomit like blue and we'd be like, yes, we did it.
Oh my God.
Okay, so then the group goes tubing. Obviously Shay does not, thank God.
I know, but like sometimes you just gotta sit on a fucking, you know why he didn't go? Because he would have been tied to Sheena's tube.
Sheena.
If he had a single tube, he probably would have gone.
Yeah, he would have gone. He would just floated away, maybe drowned himself. Who knows? So they all hop in their tubes, and I just have to say, the angle at which the camera is at, very unflattering. Just
horrible, but I love people waving to their camera like, hello.
Hey. Okay, so Kristen says, this group of friends is the crazy train, even when they all hate each other, but they all love Tom and Katie, so that's why they're here. Yeah, we got it. We get it.
I mean, we've seen this entire season has you guys all been like figuring it out. We got how to spend time together, even though you hate each other.
I do have a question. So Stassi hates bugs and dirt, and she said, "Who likes bugs and dirt?" And as someone who is not outdoorsy, I also have this question: does anyone like bugs and dirt?
I don't think it's that like people like love it. I think I would rather sit in a float and have a good time than to like freak out every 5 seconds about like a potential bug. Like they don't bother me to the scale that like it's bothering Stassi. You also just have to stop thinking about it.
I like to say I'm outdoorsy. I'm not outsidey, you know?
I guess. I don't know what that really means.
Like, you want to sit on a rooftop in a city outside? I'm down. You want to go camping in the woods and be outdoorsy? No.
So, like, would this interest you of, like, being at a lake house where you get to stay in a house? Like, that checks the box for you.
Yes. The only thing is if a bug flies over me, I'm going to go, I am gonna scream. I'm gonna be
I
like,
get
ugh.
that. I get that, especially at night whenever there's like lights on and they're like bzzing all
What?
around.
I'm not a mosquitoes girl. I will
I don't
complain.
love it.
I will
I'm
complain.
annoyed. I'm gonna be spraying my bug spray. I'm gonna like be lighting those candles. I'm gonna do everything to avoid them, but I'm not gonna let it stop me hanging on a dock
Yes,
with my like
this
best
is
friends.
fine. If they were fucking. Also, though, I would never get married in the woods. This is a nightmare for me.
No, but I would go on a float trip for like
I would go on a float
3
trip.
hours, where I know I'm gonna be in a car soon.
Floaties are Midwestern. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I like Stassi being annoyed in the water bothered me because I'm like, you're fine. You're fine.
You're fine.
You have a mesh thing on your bottom. Nothing's gonna touch you.
So Sandoval does show up. They find so the group without Sandoval like goes down the river, but then they have to get out and climb back up to then do it again, and that's where they find Sandoval.
Well, I think it's to float back home.
What?
I think it's to like float back home because they didn't drive there. They hopped in the river and then floated. And now I think they're floating the opposite way.
No, they have to walk.
I know. They crossed over, hopped back into the river, and now they're floating back towards, because I think the river bends. Oh. So they can like float towards where they're staying.
They meet up with Sandoval. Doesn't matter to me. I thought they got out and walked. Either way.
They did. But what I'm saying is the river bends, and so they're meeting the river where it flows the right way.
They get out and walk, and they find Sandoval, and he's laying in his floaty waiting. And they're like, oh my God, you're back. And he's like, yeah, and I had to ride an SUV. Can you believe? And I was like, who fucking cares?
Well, I was like, oh, do you have to pick up all these people? Like, that would make sense.
Well, he's like, do you know why? And everyone's like, no. And I was like, who cares again? But he says, how else was he going to transport the 50 cases of Coors Light? And I was like, ew, dump it in the river.
I don't know why we needed that. If you came when Stassi came, that would make more sense because like all those people drank all last night. But why do we need 50 cases of Coors Light?
Oh, because I think they're providing their own alcohol. That's why Stassi drove up with a bunch of alcohol. Like Katie and Tom are like, yes, to save money, you can bring your own alcohol.
And that's no judgment. My sister did that too, but I guess he makes it act like it was such a surprise.
I think it was. I think Schwartz like had what he had and was like, hope it works. And then Sandoval's like nah, bitch, we're
throwing a rager.
I brought more, but listen, you show up with free alcohol for me. Please don't let it be Coors Light. Come on.
Especially
and 10 cases of Blue Moon. And I was like, 10?
I'm like, there are so many diverse options you could have brought here. But sure.
You could have done a lot, but you had to go Coors. You couldn't even do like a Miller. You had to do Coors.
Coors is better than Miller in my book.
No. Oh my God, you're terrible. So they do they tube again. But Jack Sandoval and Ariana talk about the brothers. So they miss their flights and their connecting flights.
Well, obviously.
And obviously they missed that. Their flight, though, their new flight lands at 6:05 tonight, though, so they might make it for the rehearsal dinner. And Ariana's like, you know what? Even if this doesn't work out, Schwartz is having a great time. He's basically in the belly of a pink flamingo. He's fine. So we go to the wedding rehearsal now. The chairs are all set up. Ken and Lisa go look. They love the way it looks. There's a train right by the venue that goes by, like a freight train. And Lisa's like, oh, fun. Not for me, but like very fun.
This is the difference between being loaded and, balling on a semi-budget, I'll call it wedding. Yeah. Not that this is like, wedding light by any means, like with the price. But I mean, Lisa's like, I would never have a train nearby.
Yes. Also, Lisa tells the staff how to set up the.
That's
Lisa.
Tomorrow. That's later. But sorry. Like, I want Lisa's. I love opinion. That she's like, oh, what are we doing here? She's like, this is very Katie. It's very boho. And I agree. Like, I think this is a beautiful wedding destination. And like, great job for Katie for like finding this place.
Yeah. So Schwartz and Katie then show up. They have to talk to Lisa about the service. So Katie talks to Lisa. Schwartz talks to Ken or just sits next to him. I don't know. But
the way they split them up, like Lisa's talking about their wedding. Like, why wouldn't she talk to both of them? But let's be honest, it's Schwartz as a child. So
Schwartz shares with Ken that he hasn't written his vows, but he knows the essence of it. It's a direct quote. Lisa gives Katie insight into what she's going to say. And honestly, it's very beautiful from what she said. Katie starts crying. Lisa's crying. Can't wait to hear it. So then we do the actual wedding rehearsal. So everyone shows up. Stassi feels like a fairy in a forest. Brittany wants to get married in a castle in Kentucky with roses and a wintry time vibe and
with white trees. I was like,
it's a Kentucky castle. And listen, I've been to Kentucky kind of, but I've never heard of a Kentucky castle. So this is exciting for her. Great. So then Carter, I just want to mention this. Carter takes a picture with Schwartz, Schwartz's mom, and Katie's mom. And I just have a question, sir. Why was that a picture that you went, can I have?
How did I miss that? Not
Kristen took it. Kristen's like, getting tight. And
I'm dead. What an interesting group, especially Kristen taking it.
Yep. I paused it to be like, who? And I was like, oh, that's
quite the group.
It's the moms of the bride and groom and Schwartz
and Carter.
So I don't know what that means, but hopefully Kristen's with Carter forever. What a weird picture. Okay, so they do the rehearsal. Stassi is standing next to Katie, and Kristen says that's only because Sandoval is also walking first, and her and Sandoval can walk together. But really, Kristen is maid of honor and not Stassi.
Okay. I hate to jump ahead and say this, but Kristen says this comment here. Then we all know that they get married. At the wedding, Kristen is like fourth.
Yeah, she's down there.
Yeah, she's after Sheena,
you
which I was
see
like
it in
shocked
the next on whatever. You see them walk down, and second is Brittany and Jax, which that makes sense. That's fine.
Okay, I get the walking order, but the standing order you can change once you're down there. That's what I didn't get.
You could. I'm in a wedding in October, and my friend told me I'm like not maid of honor, but bridesmaid one, almost like the next.
I love that.
But I'm walking and standing third because the groom's the groom has two brothers, so his other brother needs to walk first, and he has a wife, so they're gonna just walk together.
Makes sense.
That's what happened with Jax and Brittany, where like they had to walk together.
I get why like Brittany would walk early, but then it's like. Kristen,
but the way
in my mind,
she says, I'm just going to stand behind I'm going to cut her in line. Like, it looks weird.
No, you just, like, Brittany would, like, take a step back then, and then, like, Kristen would slot in. Like, that's
fine.
what...
Who cares?
That's what I thought was going to happen. Well, when Kristen's making the statement, that's what I think is going to happen. She's going to be second then. I didn't really think about Jax being next.
But also, Sheena goes before her, which that was wild.
Really got
because Ariana's third?
But I think it's the Ariana thing that, like, Kristen keeps getting booted based on the, I'll say, groomsmen.
But that's the other thing. Why isn't Kristen's groomsmen just ahead of Jax? If Katie was like, we got to fight for this.
And not even ahead of Jax, but like ahead of Ariana.
Yeah.
Because I get why Ariana and Kristen are not going to walk together, but it's like, how is Ariana third?
Yeah.
This show is taking precedence over like what I would think that the like the order would be.
Also, if I'm one of Katie and Tom's real friends, I'm pissed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so interesting that the people in the show have to be in the closer because they like don't give a shit. Like producers don't give a shit about these randos.
Like Katie's brother is probably somewhere on the groom side. And he just gets booted because
he's just sitting last.
Fuck him, right?
Yeah.
He's not on the show. But stop. Also, if I'm one of the Holmes friends, I'm decking Kristen every time she opens her mouth about this. I'm going to be like, how long have you known Katie? And weren't you guys not friends for like a year and a half because you were a bitch? Guess what? I've been friends with her since I was 5. Shut the fuck up. You know?
Okay, but Kristen does step up. I will give it to her.
She's a good bridesmaid. She's a good bridesmaid. Yeah, I want her in mine. Yeah. Okay, so Sandoval remembers when he first brought Katie home, he had plastered porn onto the back of Schwartz's wall. So then when Katie closed the door, she would see this. And wow, what a good joke, Sandoval. It worked.
What would you do if you saw that at a guy's apartment?
Well, I have a feeling Schwartz went, oh, my roommate did that, Tom. And like, yeah. And then I'd be like, I hate this roommate sitch.
That's the thing.
Are you moving out?
Whoever is around the guy, even if the guy like wouldn't do that or like wouldn't do that back to Tom, like it's about the company you keep.
Yeah, I'm kind of out on this. I'm immediately like, I think you should move out.
I'm like, I'm concerned here.
Yeah. I don't love being apart.
So guys who live alone is a pro.
Yes, please and thank you. Okay, so then we do the Taco Tuesday rehearsal dinner. Schwartz is wearing his fucking slides that he almost dropped the cake in. So
I
what a good
can't.
decision. Jax, he's ready to get drunk and schmooze Schwartz's mom because he has a huge crush on her and he would love to marry her to become Schwartz's dad.
Weird, because your girlfriend is literally here.
Do you think Schwartz's mom is a MILF?
Not one I would think like Jax would be like, I gotta marry her. I think she looks good for her age.
She looks great.
Yeah.
But also Jax being like, I want to fuck her. I would be like, ooh.
On national television when you have a girlfriend, it's weird.
That's fine, but to be like, it's your friend's mom. Like, it's to me unnecessary. I don't know.
I just don't
flirt with
she's
my
not like
dad.
No, but I mean, there were like comments I would probably make behind like someone's back if their dad was literally like fucking insanely hot, you know?
Yes, but
and I just don't think his mom's there.
I also wouldn't say I'm gonna get drunk to schmoo like wild. Like his mom doesn't know what Jax is doing.
It makes it creepy from Jax.
Yeah, wild.
These aren't just funny comments of like, damn, she's so hot. It's weird.
I hope I become Schwartz's dad.
I hate that. Also, I just don't know why I assumed his parents were still together, but
you don't know why what?
I assumed his parents were still married, but I guess not.
No, because remember we talked about it on our after show because we looked into the triplets. And I said I think there was divorce somewhere because this is not a spoiler, but Schwartz has a few half siblings.
Yeah. Well, they could have came before.
They could have came before, but I felt like they came after.
I agree. Yeah, you're
Especially
right.
since mom's here.
When you're watching this, there's no comment about divorce. Yeah.
Mom's here, dad's in. Just an idea.
Dad's terrified of flying.
Yeah, dad doesn't fly. Okay, so Stassi cannot believe that this is happening. We walk down memory lane with a montage of how much the Bubbas hate each other, but she's like, you know what, nothing. And then she goes, I wonder if they wrote me into their vows. And I was like, I really hope that for you. I think
it's so funny how she's like, I kind of think they might.
That's me. That's my delusion. When my friends get married, I'm like,
I'd be more concerned if they mentioned me, unless I introduce them.
If I introduce them, that'd be beautiful. But I always, when my friends are planning weddings, I'm always like, what are we planning for our wedding? Is our wedding going well?
I want to be involved in speeches. Like, that's the true heart and soul.
You're right.
I want somebody to be like, wow, when we were just kicking it with Meredith. And I'm like, right here.
I was so ugly. You two got together.
I never meant they. I'm saying, like, when you're with the friend and the maid of honor and, like, the bride when she met the groom.
Yeah.
Like, mention me in that story. Give me a shout out.
The groom would totally be like, I saw you next to Alicia and thought, that is the most beautiful
No, the groom's not giving a speech. They don't give speeches. I'm saying, like, the maid of honor is giving a speech.
When the maid of honor is like, I was just chilling with Meredith.
I want to be like, hey, I'm no maid of honor material here, but, like, I'm bridesmaid number one. Like, I'm an important person in this wedding.
I love that. Okay, Schwartz got his mom a ring with diamonds and rose gold as a present for just being an amazing mom, which was very cute.
Question here. How much do you think that ring was? And do you think it could cover the cost?
Do you think it could have covered the cost of the flights? Yes. Yes, I do.
I was like, we've been lamenting about how we don't have money, which like we do. We're on a reality TV show. There's so many reasons we have money.
We have money. That's the most wild part about this is we have money.
Mom didn't need, if mom paid for the wedding, let's buy mom this ring. No offense, Mom, you don't need this ring. I think brothers need to come to the wedding, more importantly.
I completely agree. I think Schwartz is a terrible manager of his money.
The minute he said that there were like diamonds or stones, I was mad.
I know. I agree. We could have paid for dad's sister and brothers.
If this was like $100, I get it. Like you don't have enough for all the triplets, but you have an extra spare $100.
Yeah, but diamonds?
Dude.
Okay, so Dana, Stassi's mom, is here. She's asking for details on Stassi's dates. And she's basically like, when are you gonna give it up? Like 10, date 10? Day 10, whatever. And she's begging. And Stassi's like, listen, I already hooked up with him. He already went down on me twice and I cried. And Dana's like, ew, disgusting. How is he? She says one of my least favorite things where it's like, why is he going to buy the cow if he gets the milk for free? And I was like, you're old. Okay. So
yeah. I also will never be this honest with my parents.
No, my parents think I'm a virgin, and let's just keep it that way. Thank
The only
you,
reason my
everyone.
dad knows I'm not is because he listens to our pre-shows. And
Nope.
so I'm sure we've discussed
Chris,
it.
me, virgin. I'm a good Catholic girl. If you've
I'm a
listened
good
to the
Catholic girl.
podcast.
I was just talking about stories of my friends.
That it was all a dream.
I just wanted to seem cool, and so I told my
Don't
friends
call
I
my
had.
parents.
Please don't call 911.
Please don't tell them. Anyway, Stassi says she just can't control her emotions. She'll cry if she wants to cry, and that's probably why she'll never see this man again. Which, you know what? Get yours, girl. Cry if you need to. Fuck this man if he doesn't call.
Who cares if you never hear from him again? I would never want to talk to a man again if I cried during
After
sex.
I cried?
No shame.
Yeah. I'm blocking
no shame
myself.
If you have, but I will remove myself from that
I'm
situation
done.
personally.
Same. Okay, so we find out the triplets. They're here. They're waiting. We meet Billy, Bert, and Brandon. Don't ask me to tell them apart. I have zero clues. But Sandoval dresses them because they don't own anything fancy, which also makes me sad that Schwartz wouldn't just as a reality TV star and a actor, wouldn't just drop some money to fly them out here himself. Maybe get him a dress shirt or two.
I know, which it doesn't shock me or I don't really care that they don't own anything. Because they didn't know they were coming to this.
True.
But also, Kohl's has some nice buttons up. When you find out you're coming, maybe just swing by and, grab a button up.
But Sandoval's so kind. He knows what to do.
He is prepared
Fashionista.
For everything. This is basically putting a bow on a gift.
Listen,
he is going above and beyond.
For bridesmaids, I want Sandoval and Kristen. These are my top two choices. They're amazing.
The way they show up and you know what? I like Brittany saying, I'm here to make sure everybody's having fun. The awareness of those three to know, we are here to make these days better.
Yes.
Yes. I need every bridesmaid and best man and groomsmen to bring that energy because people are not doing that these days. And
Agreed.
It's really hindering the group because if we all spread the, responsibility evenly, it's a lot less work for one person.
Yes. And Sandoval having enough dress shirts to be I will dress you, make sure you look appropriate. Yes. The bride and groom will not even know a thing. We got this.
And hey, play to your strengths. That is a Sandoval strength. Yeah. Brittany's I'm here to bring fun. Everybody needs to bring fun. Shots. Yeah. We need at least 4 people to bring the fun.
So Sandoval and Jax grab Schwartz. They're they go on a walk with him and they're hey, we wanted to give you your wedding present early. Mm-hmm. And then Billy walks out and I only know it's Billy because he goes, Billy! And then another one walks out and he didn't say that person's name. And then another one walks out. So we have the triplets. One of them
liked the
Billy.
Cadence because they were sorry, we could only get one. And then the second and he's still so shocked. The way it happened of them walking out of that
was very cute.
Building was epic.
Everyone was crying and I was kind of crying a little bit. I was or not crying, but I was happy.
In your feels. I was this is, and Schwartz is genuinely just so happy crying.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him in this moment.
Me too.
Just his own happiness.
I know.
Oh.
We've never seen him this happy with Katie, so I'm concerned.
No, but also this whole day is going well.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for these two. I'm happy with them now. Please, please, Bravo, don't show me any more New Orleans clips because I want to live in the happiness bubble in the woods here.
In this bliss.
We're doing good. Katie's on taking her gummies. We're doing good.
This is lovely. So Katie knew ahead of time that the triplets were coming. She was so excited for Schwartz. Mm-hmm. Lisa also meets the triplets. She can't believe it. That there's some good in Jax Taylor.
I mean, it's shocking. This is a really good gift.
This was a great gift.
Why didn't the bridesmaids fly out the sister? What are we doing here, people?
You know what? They didn't think. Maybe Katie hates the sister and they're better to leave her.
Honestly.
But Jax, he has a moment where he walks up to the triplets. He's I was going to fucking kill you bitches. But he gives them a hug. And in his interview, he's I fucking hate them. But I'm voting, Bravo. You need to give a show to Jax, right? Where he will win a large lump sum of money or something that he wants if he can get the triplets from point A to point B. That's his only mission.
An amazing race with Jax and the triplets.
He has one mission, and it's to get them from California to New York City, Times Square. And he has to do it within, I don't know, 15 days.
And I think they have to use like every mode of transportation, like planes, trains, automobiles, buses.
Yes,
maybe even a bike,
like
a
it's
subway.
like a dad with 3 kids just trying to make it work.
Like they have to hail a cab in New York.
Like, grab Brittany hostage. You'll never have sex again until you do this. And he's like, fuck. And he has to go do this. I think that would be the funniest show in the world.
I think that would be wonderful. And I love it a lot.
Yes. So, guess who's not at the rehearsal dinner? Do you want to guess? It's our favorite character.
Max.
Max, it's Shay.
Oh, I was thinking Lisa.
Max wasn't invited.
Because we
Shay
just saw
was.
Lisa. I was like, well, I mean,
oh yeah,
I know Max isn't here.
No,
I've been looking everywhere for him.
Max
Pandy's here. We literally get like many shots of Pandy.
No, you're right. Max is working right now, probably because he has to earn his keep to stay.
And not as a manager, he's like bussing.
He has to earn his keep to stay in Lisa's family. Obviously.
Oh yeah, he's spending his $20 back at Lisa's villa for pizza.
Yeah, they left him and actually didn't tell him.
What was cut out of this?
What was cut out of this actually was that Max called his entire family, asked to find out where they were, but they all ignored his calls. So he had to call Pandy's husband, Jason, and Jason was the only one that answered. And he's like, we're at the wedding.
By
Max.
accident, because he didn't have Max's number saved, so he thought it was maybe a new business contact.
Who is this? And he's like, it's Max, Jason. And Jason's like, oh, fuck. And Max is like, hey, where are you? I'm just at Villa Rosa. No one's here. I barely got let in by the housekeeper. And there's just $20 with the note that says, see ya. And Jason's like, yeah, because we're at a wedding and you aren't invited.
It's such a good bit.
That's the bit. Shay is also not here, though.
Okay, the way Sheena says, like, oh, he just wants to be in front of the fan.
Cut to Shay. In front of the fan, they don't have air conditioning. And you know what? I'm with Shay on this. I do not put me in this house of crazy people if there's no air conditioning.
Okay, but it's hotter in the house. He wants to be nowhere near Sheena so bad. He'd rather be in a hot house.
He'd rather just burn to death.
And doesn't he have like a pillow on his head?
He has 2 pillows on his body, one on his face, one on his stomach, and he's laying there like a dead corpse as the fan rotates around him. Because that's where he'd rather be than get like free food and drinks. Nope, he's just gonna
like that tells you how miserable it is. Like, listen, I love weddings because like you can just mingle to anyone, you know. Like Shay,
you could disappear in these woods, no one would know.
Yeah, but she's like, you know what? The off chance I have to spend 5 minutes with Sheena, no, I'll lay down in this hot ass house. I'd rather
do this. Also, you're right. The way Sheena said he just wants to be in front of the fan, and they cut to him in front of the fan.
I was like, what?
What Bravo cameraman got the unfortunate job to go get a shot of Shay in front of the fan?
And did he put the pillows there, you think, because he doesn't really want to be on camera?
I just imagine the cameraman that got the short end of the stick, and he's like, fine. He just trudges up because they're in like the attic, it looks like.
Keep going, and then I have Shay's perspective I'm thinking of.
And then he knocks, and Shay's like, no. And the cameraman's like, come on, dude, I just need one shot of you in front of the fan.
You're under contract.
Yeah. And so Shay goes, fine, come in. And it's just him with 2 pillows, and the cameraman goes, do you want to take the pillows off? And he goes, no. Nope. And he goes, all right. And
but he's probably not mic'd up. Okay. Yeah. Shay's perspective then is he's laying there, probably no pillows on to begin with.
Yeah.
Here's footsteps. Knows there's no way it's Sheena's because she's not that, she's light on her feet.
She's not as heavy-footed as this cameraman.
Yeah. And then he hears a knock and he's like, what? And then this guy comes in literally with the camera and is like, hey, I need, and she's like, no.
I'm going to get fired if I don't do it.
You're under contract. And he's like, fine. And then he literally puts the pillows on his face. And the guy's like, seriously? And he's like, this is all you're getting.
This is it. You best be thankful. Oh, hilarious. Sheena reminds Stassi of the good old days when she dated Jax Taylor. Never forget. But she says, she's like, Stassi, this was weird. Lisa's like, I had a lot of hope for you, Stassi. And then you just walked away from all the good things. I wanted to shake you.
It didn't make sense. They give us that clip where like Stassi says she's gonna walk away, but that was 2 seasons ago.
And also that was because she was just leaving the party because Jax was there.
Yes,
she wasn't saying she was gonna walk away from everything. She's just like, I'm leaving now.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, she did end up going to New York, you know.
But it's 2 seasons later. Even
those were unrelated. That clip has nothing to do with New York.
Yeah. But Stassi basically says she's sorry for letting Lisa down. And Lisa's like, maybe you had to grow up and learn from your mistakes. And Stassi says, I've tried to make things better. And Lisa says, I think you have. And that's like the highest praise. Here's what I now think while reading this.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa starts the show, right? It
Yeah.
starts season 1. She starts seeing like who's probably performing. Stassi's performing really well on the season. She thinks Stassi's going to be my star. That's my money, baby. And then Stassi leaves. And she's like, the fuck, Stassi? But what she didn't anticipate was that the rest of the crew would really come into their own with Stassi's disappearance.
Yeah.
And Katie would step up and take a role.
It actually made the show better that Stassi left and came back. Like, it is good Stassi's on it because she is a bright reality TV star.
Yeah, amazing.
But yeah, I mean, that's a problem with sometimes the style of some of these shows where like the Housewives, everybody's like equal footing, even if they're not making the same money. It's like nobody's above somebody else.
Yeah.
Like hierarchical way and like working. Whereas like Lisa being above these people, sometimes I'm like, it would be weird. I can't imagine my manager like commenting on my life like this.
Yeah, just shut up.
just shut the fuck up. Especially my mistakes from 2 years ago. Like,
just super.
Oh my god, actually, like I'm having like panic attacks
cheated
about
on.
That.
Excuse me, I got cheated on. What are you talking about? My mistakes. Okay, so then Katie's dad and Katie have a cute moment. They went to a daddy-daughter dance together, a sock hop. Isn't that fun? Did you ever do a daddy-daughter dance?
I did. My Girl Scouts had one every single year, and then my high school had them too, which was fun.
My dad really loved it. I didn't realize until I was too old to go to them, and he's like, we don't have them anymore. And I was like, oh, wait, I love you.
Yeah, my senior year of high school, my dad was like really sad because it was all over.
You did it till senior year?
Not Girl Scouts. My high school had them. Oh. But I went to an all-girls high school, so it was like...
Oh, normal. It'd be
we had
weird
a mom's
at public
brunch.
School. Yeah, for sure.
And a father-daughter dance every year.
Oh, I was straight up... I stopped in the 6th grade, so my dad really had limited time. Also,
I went probably till 6th grade in grade school.
I remember when it was like really embarrassing because I was like, Dad... we're not gonna slow dance. Ew.
My dad's a really good dancer, so I love dancing with him.
Oh, well, senior
not like slow
year,
dancing, but
or not senior year. Now I'm saying senior year. 6th grade, my last one. I remember being like kind of sad, and so I asked him to slow dance, and he was like, "Oh my god, really?" My dad's actually like not a bad dancer, and now I dance with him at family weddings because I go by myself.
love dancing with my dad at family weddings. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Okay, so they have a cute moment. They show the picture. Katie's dad was a DILF back in the day. I was like, hold up. This man's hot. But he is divorced because him and Katie's mom have not seen each other for 4 years since the divorce.
Damn, that's a long time.
I get it,
but I guess they're adult kids. Like,
yeah, I'm getting divorced. And my kids are old enough to not have to deal with both of us. Yeah, it's fine.
We don't have to raise these children together. Like, we're good. We're done.
So Katie's parents stopped being partners in life, and the Bubbas have faced a lot of things, and it gives them a reason to do things differently. Okay, great.
I hope so.
You hate divorce. Okay. Point
taken. Do it different. Check.
So then Lisa and Katie talk. Lisa and Sheena talk.
This was the weirdest conversation to start with. They're talking about the piñata.
Hilarious.
And like,
Lisa doesn't like piñatas because it's animal abuse. I literally went, it's not a real animal. And then Sheena shares a story about how she had a Little Mermaid piñata and she couldn't do it. When it came time, she just couldn't fucking do it.
Why are these clips in this episode?
Let me tell you,
so pointless.
As someone who did a piñata every Christmas, I beat the shit out of Santa Claus multiple times. Yeah, fuck yeah. There would even be one time it flew off, and I just took that thing and went down. Fuck that shit.
Get after it.
We stopped doing Santa Claus because my mom at one point was like, there are kids, and we're like beating the shit out of Santa Claus.
So we moved on to animals. Okay.
Yeah, we would just get like a plain piñata. Okay, so Sheena, she's wearing that jumpsuit that Shay hates, which could be another reason Shay didn't want to come tonight.
Oh, you're so right. I mean, she looks fabulous in it.
She held it up and Shay was like, eh.
No. And Sheena's like, okay, so yes.
So speaking of Shay, Sheena asks how Sheena and Shay are. And Sheena
Lisa
says,
asks, but yes.
amazing. His music is amazing. We're in a good place. We have that spark back. It's like the first time again. I'm excited when he like comes home from the studio.
I was really nervous after like he was a drug addict that maybe we want to get it back, but like we did.
I was like, I wish they had cut to Shay again just on his fans. Bullshit. Sir, Sheena, where is Shay tonight?
You know what I wanted? Them cutting to Shay again, but he's like snoring. He's asleep.
Yeah,
He's
actually,
so that
no.
far gone.
He's actually has a dartboard with Sheena's face on it, and he's just chucking darts at her.
Like deleting photos of them.
Hates her. Just yeah. You know when you do like a break or you see a breakup scene and they look at photos, he just deletes.
Like he's like wedding photo
her on Instagram.
I mean, like that mentally, I feel like he's doing that.
Yeah, hilarious. Lisa also calls bullshit because she's like, Shay's not here. How's your life that great with Shay?
My cousin is doing this. She got divorced like 2 years ago and is dating someone. And now is like telling us about like how bad the ex-husband was. But she used to always, literally up until the day before she told her family she was getting divorced, she would say the guy was amazing, her ex-husband. Now she's saying the new guy is amazing. And everybody sits there like, okay, sure. Yeah, sure.
Listen, I understand not wanting to tell me about your marital problems. I totally get that. But you could just say, like, you know, there have been some rough points. We're working through it. Like, I think we need to work on our communication.
You don't even have to say that much. Stop saying it's amazing. Stop using that word.
It's fine. It's fine.
When you as a person say every single point, because I think Sheena used 3 amazings, I don't believe it anymore.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Our
Shay
relationship, amazing.
Shay
His music, when she said his music amazing, I said, nope.
His music's amazing. We actually, fun fact, don't even need to speak to really spend time together because we don't speak. We just like telepath, like
we
communicate.
Actually planted chips in our brain.
He knows
so
my
like
mind.
We can talk.
Yeah, he can read my thoughts. I know that because he just doesn't interrupt me. It's probably because he's not listening, but he like
just
never.
No, he just thinks the same things I do. So yeah. I just speak for us.
Yeah, like today we were speaking about how great the Bubbas are.
Yeah, he can also see through my eyes, so we both don't have to go rafting. Like I just go rafting, and he
he experiences it with me. That's why we're never together because we're both living the same life anyway.
So then we can just like do both versions. We're multiplying our time.
We're fine. That's why I know his music's amazing, even though he's always at the studio and he never lets me listen. It's because I can hear through him.
I can hear through his ears.
Amazing. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Okay, so they do the piñata, they drink some Fireball, they're all getting along, which is a good omen, I guess. Lisa and Katie have a chat. Katie feels really ready for tomorrow. She also hasn't finished her vows.
Yikes.
Listen, my vows are done, because that's the last thing I want to think about.
I have the essence.
Terrible. Schwartz then interrupts. He says he's been really emotional all day. He says something about being like 34, and Lisa's like, oh my God, bless you, you're so young. But she's like, I wouldn't want to change a thing because my life, I'm very happy where it ended up. That's beautiful. Lisa, though, has been married for 34 years, which is as long as Schwartz been alive, if we really want to put that into perspective.
Oh my God.
Hilarious. Okay, and then Schwartz has no doubts in his mind with Katie. But regardless of what happens tomorrow, or regardless of what happened previously, there is love here and tomorrow.
I believe that for today and tomorrow, and we shall see what happens after.
I'm worried about Thursday after the wedding.
Yes, like when Katie stops. Okay, in this moment, in this episode even, both when I watched it the first time, when I watched it this time, I'm in it. Like the way they're telling us this story of just this day, I'm like, they love each other so much. This is so beautiful. Like, weddings just get you in the mood of love. But then I keep reminding myself while we're recording this episode, Katie is high right now.
She's
like
very high,
she is purposely calm, and I love that for her. I think that is working for her. But like you said, I'm nervous about Thursday.
I'm excited to see if they get to Sunday. Do you think they make it?
We'll find out next season.
Can't wait. Okay, so now it's the wedding day. So we do a bunch of different places, but basically the bridesmaids are getting ready together and the groomsmen are together. So the bridesmaids are in the house that we usually stay at, that we usually see. Everyone's waking up. Stassi's tearing up. She's so excited. She could not be more proud of her friends. which all they did was
Hurrah.
love each other and throw a wedding, I guess. But we are
Katie
proud.
planned it, you know?
We are proud. Then outside, the boys are going fishing. And when I say boys, I mean the groomsmen, because Ariana is also there.
Well, mainly the Vanderpump Rules groomsmen. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, Katie's
about
brother was
anyone
not
else.
fucking invited.
No,
Or
there's
Kristen's
random
walking
people.
buddy. Fuck him. No. Jax, though, hates fishing. And again, I love to watch Jax do things he hates. So I think along with the show with the triplets, they need to do activities that Jax
along
would
the
just
way.
despise.
It's just like the Amazing Race. Like there's little turnabout things.
Yes.
And my question is, why is he wearing jeans in the summer going fishing? Like the way he hikes those up, and they obviously can only go so far.
He curls them up a little bit.
But you don't have to get in the water either. Like if he chose to wear jeans, he also chose to get in the water.
Yeah, him walking in this water, it's like a newborn gazelle. Just can't make it, you know? I love. So yes, I do think it would be the Amazing Race. Jax has to get from point A to point B with the triplets, and do tasks along the way. Do a roadblock.
I need him to be driving and the triplets giving him directions.
Yes, I also want it to be so incredibly simple. Like the roadblock is very simple. Like catch one fish. That's all you have to do, but they can't do it. Because sometimes the Amazing Race gets a little complicated where I'd be like, could I do that? Probably not. No, this will be like, go to the grocery store and buy 3 ingredients that you can mix together to make a meal. And I don't think they could do it.
No.
Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious.
I also need it to be like if they catch more than one fish each, they have to still go back because it's just bring us one fish each.
Yes, they have
I
to
think the
throw
triplets would
fish,
mess up with
the
that.
rest of the fish back. Yes, of course. I love this.
I'm calling Bravo tomorrow.
Pitch it immediately. Schwartz shares that he still hasn't finished his vows, and he's like, maybe I'll just wing them. And Ariana's like, oh my God, no.
Oh.
Thank God Ariana's a groomsman. She's like, no.
I know. Do you think Katie is going to be happy now that Ariana's there?
She better. Okay, then we go to Lisa's room. Lisa is doing the unimaginable because Max isn't here to be her slave. She is ironing her dress. And Ken, being a supportive husband, goes, I gotta see this, and starts taking pictures of Lisa doing this.
I can't.
And laughs at her.
I mean, rich people doing simple tasks. They're just like us.
Another show to be had.
It's like The Simple Life with the housewives. I guess there is a version of that with
There is. It's Luann and
at Crappie Lake, but I need the rest of them. I need Lisa to participate.
Again, but make it a competition show. Who can do it the best first?
Who can like iron? Yeah, it's like a skill competition where it's like you need to have it done quicker, but like it has to be up to a certain standard. You'll be sent back,
and you have to go against housewives you hate because that will motivate you to beat.
It's
them.
like Undercover Boss for Lisa.
Yeah.
I need her to go work in a hotel and restaurant industry.
She should go work at Sir. That'd be so dope. Yeah,
in one of those little dresses.
Oh my God! Imagine the kitchen guys don't know it's her. They're just like talking shit. I would love. Okay. The bridesmaids are getting ready. Stassi has her speech and she's ready with it, but she's not going to practice too much because she feels like she's practiced it once. She's not going to practice it more because she feels like it could just happen in the moment. And Katie's like, no, same with my vows. And everyone's like, no, you should probably write your vows down actually. So this is where I'm like, Schwartz and Katie probably meant to be actually.
Yeah, but terrifying because that means as a viewer of this wedding,
I'm gonna hate it.
You're not gonna get one good set of vows. Like they're both gonna like wing it. No.
Listen, I've been to weddings where people are clearly prepared and then people are not clearly prepared. And the not prepared we can tell, and it's not good.
I know, but you need at least one person prepared to be like, okay, I believe in your love.
Yeah,
tell me why we're here.
It would be, have you seen that guy on the internet who didn't write vows, and so it was his turn to go, and he goes, I vow to smack that ass. And the guy marrying him was like, is that all you're gonna say? And he's like, yep, didn't write anything down. Yep, that's what this would be. Divorce. Go look it up. It's on TikTok. It's wild.
We will be having little booklets. We will be writing things down. You can bullet point. I don't need it like fully written out.
I need you to have your thoughts.
I'm good with essence.
Yes.
Written down
for sure. Brittany's like, hey, how are you so calm on your wedding day? And Katie's like, weed gummy. No, she doesn't say that. She's like, I'm just chilling. Why would I be nervous? And Brittany's like,
do think that once you get to the day, like, it all falls away.
Well, Katie also
unless
heard
you're
that
Sheena.
Yeah, minus Sheena. Katie heard that your wedding day flies by, so she wants to enjoy this day. And I understand that, but I think I would just be a little nervous of being like in front of everyone and making sure everything's like together and like, oh no, I don't want to trip in my heels. Like I'm a little nervous about that.
Well, I think the good thing is like since she's at the venue that they've gone to, they have, coordinators, I'll call them.
That's true.
Walking around doing all the little things that like Katie's just like, I'm good. I just have to worry about me. And that's it. And so she probably does have like the nerves of like walking down the aisle and like, wow, this is going to be crazy. Yeah. But she gets to be present in just her worries of the day. Not like, are the flowers ready?
Yeah. Let's talk about the maid of honor, Kristen, though. She is ready to be Katie's slave. And honestly, it was annoying, but I love it because she's like, what do you need? Do you need a drink? Do you need me to charge your phone? Give me your phone. I'll charge it. Your mom will be here in 10 minutes. Understood? I loved it. Then we're going to do dresses. And then this. Do you need water? Do you need water?
I
champagne?
want that because I'm that person and I want somebody else to take the type A-ness off my shoulders on my wedding day.
That has been me at a wedding, and I honestly excelled. Mostly because my friend was very nervous, and she looked terrible. And I told her the day of her wedding, I said, you look absolutely terrible. And she goes, well, she looked – I was like, do we need to cancel the wedding? Because I'll do that for you.
Oh, like she was sick when she woke up?
She was sick all night. She didn't get any sleep. God. And I was like, why? And she's like, I'm nervous about the logistics. I go, the logistics? Give me your fucking binder. This. And guess who? I was like texting the groomsmen. I was like, do not eat after you already get dressed. Eat before. And then I was like, who's ready for hair and makeup? Just go. And I was like, and then I looked at my friend. I was like, you go eat something because you look terrible. Like, I was just like,
she look better later?
Oh my God, after we stuffed her face, I was like, eat again. Eat another one. Keep going.
Like, I thought you were saying she looked bad in like her wedding dress. I'm like,
oh no. We walked into her parents' house and I went, ooh.
A start of the day. I'm thinking like midday. I'm like, that is, you lie. No. You lie at that point.
No, I would lie at that point. But see, I took it. I was like, what do you need? Let me make sure you look less terrible this morning. Also, Kristen sends Carter to go get more alcohol. She's like, 5 more bottles of Tito's. Go do it.
That is what made me realize, like, okay, they are really supplying all this alcohol. Yes. Like the 50 cases of Coors is.
This is also what a boyfriend, like a +1 boyfriend is for. Someone who's not friends with the bridal party. You go, hey, you're not doing fucking shit. Get your ass to the alcohol store.
I've been this even as a friend where I was like staying with one of the bridesmaids. We like slept in the same hotel room. And so it's like, I came up and I was like, hey, what do people need? Like I'm taking like her bag down to like the hotel room. Who needs their bags in a hotel room?
I'll grab breakfast. Like, what's happening? Let me know.
Everybody should just be ready to help at weddings.
Yeah. Yeah, we're ready. We're good. Mm-hmm. It's not our day, bitches.
No. You can relax and have fun when the party starts. Yeah. Then you're off the clock. But like prior to them walking down the aisle, everybody's on the clock for the bride and groom.
Okay, so the boys are getting ready in a different house. Jax, he is a little mother hen. He is making sure these triplets are dressed and showered.
Talk about annoying.
And if clothes, he goes, are those clean socks? Or are they the ones from yesterday? Be honest.
Be honest. Promise me you showered.
And he reknots the ties. It was hilarious. God. Again, I want Jax to be the mother. He has to get the triplets.
Yes.
So like,
but I need him to do it in the Kristen style of like, just give me your phone, like I've got this. But him being like, are you being honest? To like the Schwartz.
Let me smell your socks.
I'm like, all right, take it down one notch, Jax.
It was a little degrading. But imagine now on the show, Jax and the triplets need to go to a fancy Michelin star restaurant.
Oh my God.
He needs to get them dressed to go sit at this restaurant and order and not use their fingers to eat. I want this show so bad.
Because I can imagine it where like Jax is at the like hotel with them as they're ironing their ties, whatever. And Jax is like, have you ever used a steak knife? Not a butter. Be honest.
Yeah. We're not ordering the lobster. I can't afford that.
But you are not chicken fingers. You cannot ask.
If you get the chicken fingers, you have to use a fork and knife. There is no ketchup. There is no ketchup. You're getting duck.
You're getting duck.
I don't care if you don't like it. You're chugging it down.
We're not drinking beer. We're drinking red wine. This is red meat.
Do not spill on your shirt. It doesn't come out. The stain stays.
Don't tuck your napkin into your neck.
Like he was Just do the best show.
Incredible.
Okay, so cut back to the girl's house. Katie's mom is here. She gives Katie a little ring box that says, listen to the messages your heart is sending, because Katie's mom always said, listen to your heart, and Stassi's going to cry. Listen,
Okay.
It was cute, but I was like, unnecessary. Anyway.
I feel like your heart 2 weeks ago would have led you somewhere else.
Also, my heart's a fucking idiot. What are you talking about?
My whole self is an idiot.
Yeah, don't
we
listen
shouldn't
to
trust
me.
ourselves. Yeah. Yeah.
My box would say, you have a better chance of just flipping a coin. Be like, yeah, you're right.
Just jump off the cliff is what my box needs to say.
Just end your life here.
No. That's not what I meant. I meant like take the leap.
Oh.
But I guess it has dual meaning.
Just die here. It's
like, don't be nervous. Just take the leap.
Who's really struggling with their life right now? Do you know? Can you pick?
Ended here. I'm dying. I'm gonna give you for your wedding a coin with two sides that says "take the leap" or just end it.
Or just end it. Either you're gonna fly or you're gonna die. Am I right? Take the leap.
That's in my maid of honor speech.
Either you're gonna fly or you're gonna die.
Take it.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna live by that now. Okay, so back at the boys' house, Jack says to Schwartz, if you're gonna back out, do it now. But it was more jokey. In the previous episode, it looked like realer. Schwartz says he's not gonna take a full shower. He's just going to do a half shower, probably. Like a body shower.
He says like an Irish shower where you just like pat yourself down.
Terrible. Also, side note on TikTok, boys are just learning that girls have an everything shower.
I hate an everything shower because it takes so much time. But
Schwartz is not. I feel like if there's one time to take an everything shower, it's either like the day before or the day of your wedding. No?
Yeah. And then we get the clip of him like laying in the river. And I'm like, that's the opposite.
Disgusting.
Of an everything shower. But you know what? That made me feel slightly better than him just doing nothing absolutely at all.
You know, he just took that Irish Spring soap and put it on his skin.
Rubbed it and then laid it.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even change that underwear he was wearing.
No. It's his lucky underwear from the stream. He was face down in 2 hours ago. Sandoval, best man. He has backup suits, backup ties, cufflinks, shirts, hairspray, socks. And you know why this comes in handy? Because Schwartz has raggedy old socks. And Sandoval goes, put those away. I have socks. Schwartz can't find his cufflinks. He goes, no worries. I brought extra. The jacket, even, he's like, let me help you with this jacket, my dude. You need tie. Peter forgot a tie. And so who has a tie? Sandoval.
Which one do you want?
I have 3 extras. What do you want?
I'm kind of shocked Katie didn't micromanage Schwartz to the degree of having socks.
But this is what a real fucking friend does on your wedding day. What do you need? I agree, 12.
But it's so rare to have a best man
agreed
up and have this
amazing
experience.
If Sandoval was smart, he would kick the actor gigs and he would just go into being a professional best man. They have those. They have professional bridesmaids.
Just even like an assistant.
He could be a professional groomsman. He's in the pictures, but he has helped dress everyone and make sure we're all together.
I don't even think you need to have him in the pictures. Like, he is just the busybody showing up. Like, if you don't want him, there's a package where he's in it. There's a package where he's not in it. Like,
he's like a fairy godmother for the groomsmen where he's like, are you worried that your husband is similar to Schwartz? No worries. I'll make sure he's on time. Yeah,
because you know, like,
dressed.
Most women have someone in the bridal party doing this, or the bride is doing this herself. But like, you need someone eyes on that group of gentlemen, making sure they're getting just the right amount of drunk and have their socks and
honestly would hire. Okay, Ariana shows up. She's back from hair. She tells Schwartz, hey bitch, go write your fucking vows. What are you still doing here? And when he leaves, Jax tells Sandoval, can you believe we're even here? Because 2 weeks ago, it did not look good. And we get that clip of Schwartz calling Katie a bitch.
I don't want to be reminded of this. Like, I want to live in La La Land within this forest.
Hilarious.
And they're in love, and they've never had a fight before in their entire life. That's the world I'm living in.
So then Lisa shows up to the wedding venue in a limo. She says next time she gets married, she's going to do it like this. And I love Ken with his cute little dog. And
It's adorable. I love them walking through the woods, but I don't see Lisa doing this at all.
no, I can't imagine she comes to the
I think
woods.
she's trying to like
She's trying to
compliment
be cute.
Katie at like, this is cute.
She's also like being funny where she's like, next time I get married, not to Ken.
I love how much she rags on Ken. And he just takes it. And I
took
love
a picture
that.
of her
And
ironing today.
Nothing personal.
Hilarious.
I know.
Lisa is feeling really nervous though because this is someone else's day and she's ordaining the wedding and she doesn't want to screw it up for them. So to cope with this, she starts bossing people around and how they're setting up and giving them pointers. And Ken's like, yo, this isn't your restaurant. You can't just do that. And she's like, oh, shut up, Ken. I have a really good eye about this shit.
I love how she steps in. Like, I would want that. She makes it better.
Yeah. And then she says that she is the criminal who told Katie to go with silver bridesmaids dresses. But what her point was that she's been telling Katie, like, you should do silver, and Katie's doing silver, and like, you should do white flowers, and then Katie's doing white flowers. So she knows what Katie wants. She'll basically just set up the wedding. It's fine.
Yes. Yeah. I think she has taste, and we all know that. And so I don't think Katie will ever be mad that Lisa steps in and handles this.
Okay, so then we cut back to the boys' house where Schwartz is writing his vows, but he gets distracted because there's a bee in the room. And he's a master procrastinator, so I don't have a lot of faith.
Oh, God.
Then we cut to the girls' house where Katie has a bejeweled bouquet.
But they mentioned that wasn't the one she would throw. Where do you think this is her bouquet?
I don't know what this is. Katie and I have very different tastes, I have learned.
I know, but even Katie's boho taste, I would have never saw
made this. She said.
Okay, do you think, you know, like, I don't think a lot of people do this anymore, but like, you know, when you like have like the like bridal showers and you get the bows and you like put all these bows together and that's what you walk down at your rehearsal with. Have you ever seen that?
No.
There's like a rehearsal bouquet made out of all the bows from all the gifts you got from all these people to simulate like whatever. So I'm like, is this what she used? But I didn't even see this at the rehearsal.
No, I think she has a regular bouquet that she will throw and maybe be in some pictures. But she made this bejeweled bouquet.
Is she gonna?
That has like.
I'm so concerned.
Pins in it? Like what were those? Like little.
It's brooches.
That's it.
And I was like, okay, this would make sense to have, you know, on the ribbon of your bouquet of like, if, you know, your grandma had one you loved or like familial things you're trying to tie in. But again, put it on the ribbon of all the stems.
This is weird.
Not on
Listen,
I don't.
Again, Katie and I have very different tastes. So Katie says this is the happiest day of her life, except that she can't fit into her wedding dress because she had a lot of tacos and margaritas last night, and this is a form-fitted dress. So they do surgery to the dress, basically, and we learned that there's one seam that cannot break because that's the seam that'll screw us, but we're going to cut some other seams to let them in.
I'm also shocked they put boning in this dress.
Yeah.
There's no, like, real corset part to it.
That was crazy. Also...
Which I think is why they identify, let's remove this shit.
Yes. Also, though, I loved that Katie was eating tacos and margarita before her wedding because I feel like it's very normalized to starve yourself before your wedding, which I don't think should be. I would, but also I don't think that should be normalized.
But I get being like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have like indulged that much. Like I have to think about like, bloating
instead of 7 for sure.
I was thinking whenever I was watching this, how do you decide between, for the ladies, where you are at in your cycle and what version of body you're in? Like, do you have your last fitting basically like 28 days prior to see what point of your cycle you would be in? Because I am different throughout the month. Like, I have jeans that I wear at different points in the month.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah, and or stretchier.
So you just have 4 different wedding dresses just in case.
We have like a zipper attachment that can like add more space.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so then we go to the boys' house. Ariana's rocking a braid that's actually really cute. Okay, there's some ugly braids on the show.
And that was a very braid time whenever this actually aired.
Yes, very braid. Ariana's been a bridesmaid lots of times, so she's finally pumped to be in a suit and not in a dress and like get to eat whatever she wants because she has a suit jacket to
I
cover
feel
her
the
up
opposite
and
with a lot
not
of dresses.
a
They end up
dress.
being kind of flowy.
Yeah, but you gotta fit into them first, you know?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
girls have a tendency to get smaller sizes than they should. But a suit, you got the suit jacket and you're in pants and you're just chilling.
And as the night goes on, you can unbutton it.
Yeah. And you never have to worry about like sweating on your thighs and then getting
Oh my
like what's not I
God.
don't like calling it chub rub, but
Chafing.
chafing. You
Yeah.
get that and then you're like, oh, that sucks.
You're
Nope.
so right.
And you don't have to wear heels. She
And
did,
it, like,
but you don't have to.
oh my God, I was so shocked she was wearing heels in this outdoors.
Yeah.
No. Go with the
They were
flat
like
shoes.
stilettos too. Amazing.
She looked incredible.
So Sandoval obviously dressed as Schwartz. I don't know why that's a thing that wouldn't happen. And then they send Schwartz on his way. I thought he was maybe doing pictures before the ceremony, but no, it looks like he's just going to wait in a house somewhere.
I was so confused by this too.
Yeah. Also, Schwartz says no to some booze, which was great. We're learning. We're getting there. Probably not the best.
We're prioritizing our relationship in this wedding
in this
over
moment.
a quick shot.
Yes. Girl's house. Katie does the first look with the bridesmaids. Everyone loves it. Sheena says it brings back memories for her
shocker.
and her wedding.
Shocker. Sheeta's got to talk about her fucking wedding.
She cannot wait to be she cannot wait for there to be another married girl in the group.
In the married club, because like it's a party of one right now.
Married. Yeah, because Shay isn't even part of this party.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, Sheena. How many times did you say married, wedding, or you, I, my?
Sheena's a star. She knows it. 15 minutes till the wedding. Natalie and Guillermo show up. Schwartz calls his dad beforehand and says that the only thing that's missing is him, and he misses his dad so much. And it was cute.
I still don't understand, even if like flights, why we didn't rent an RV and like drive it across the United States of America.
Do something, yeah. Jax should have done that.
I think Jax and Tom like could have done that.
I think they could have.
There's your reality TV show right there.
Shay makes it.
Oh, thank God.
Can you believe?
He stepped away from the fan for 30 minutes.
And he looks actually happy to be here.
Well, because he knows Sheena's going to be standing up there and busy for the next few little bits. So like he's like, thank God I don't have to talk to her. At this
She's someone else's problem. Schwartz heads to the altar. There's dirt in Katie's dress, so Kristen's picking it out with her fingernails.
Obviously, we're in the fucking woods.
Kristen, though, bridesmaid number 1, you know what I'm saying?
I like that Lisa is so shocked that like she's like Kristen is so helpful.
Ariana's really hot in her suit. She looks so good. Oh my God. She could do no
the downside.
Wrong. Katie's dad cries when he sees her. Lisa's at the altar. Schwartz walks down his mom and Katie's mom. The puppies walk down the aisle. We start the ceremony. Here comes Katie. And next episode. So yeah, that's the end. Next time on the season finale, it looks like get married. So spoiler, we make it. It's time to party. Sheena wants a baby? Who wants a baby?
Yes.
I wrote Lisa. Sheena. I can't imagine
Lisa asked Katie, when are you going to have a baby
For a baby.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Lisa wants Katie to have a baby.
Someone wants a baby. Lisa asked the Toms to be the face of her bar. Sandoval asked Ariana if she'll ever get married. Sheena found out things about Shay, and Shay and Sheena talk divorce.
This really gave a lot away for the finale.
I know. Also, I can't wait. You could have really set it up like, do they get married? But
I know.
Also, Sheena and Shay straight in. It's like, divorce is the only option. And I was like, oh, we're getting divorced?
I know there's problems, but Sheena doesn't really know that there's problems. So, like, I am confused.
Also,
what is going down?
Like, for the audience, the wild. It's like,
I know. I don't remember seeing that preview. Therapy. I would have lost it circa like 2016, whatever time this is.
I also just love Sheena talking to Lisa and being like, I know I found out some things about Shay, and I'm like, is he cheating? Is his music not very good?
I know, but look at those
Is
eyes.
he on
He's
drugs?
on drugs.
What's happening?
I kind of thought it for a while
Oh,
that
did
he's been
you?
back on like, I just look at his eyes sometimes and I'm like, he looks so checked out.
He's also different now. He's a lot angrier around Sheena. Before, when he was on drugs, I felt like he was just existing.
But I feel like that's how he was in this cabin. Whenever he was talking to her, he was just like, yeah.
Yeah, but he seemed angrier, and I didn't know why. Also, though, possibility, I'm just throwing this out here. Sheena finally heard his music, said, this is awful. And Shay's like, now we have to get divorced.
You know what? She did just tell Lisa that the music was
amazing.
amazing at the wedding. And so knowing that like there's no future for him to make money, maybe she's like, I'm out. Like I did marry you for the money. I thought you were some star producer.
You were gonna be Mike Shay
mixing
on the beats, you know?
And you're not.
Also thought, could Shay not want to procreate with Sheena?
Oh, that's probably his worst nightmare. So yeah.
Oh, that's definitely up there. Yeah, that might not be the main reason, but yes,
that is a factor.
Actually,
even if it's not said during that episode, that is a high factor for Shay.
Actually, that's why he's on drugs. He thought about it once and went, absolutely not. I gotta get high.
He's like, you know what will actually inhibit me from procreating is being so high out of my mind that like my body physically can't.
Wait, wild. Add it to my Shay fanfic. Katie gave him the weed gummies, and now he's back on the addiction train.
And he hadn't had any in so long that he was so high he had to lay down with that fan.
Yeah. And then he went to Katie and was like, please, can I have some more? Like Oliver Twist. And she was like, but like, take the whole thing, I guess. And he pounded him.
And then he woke up after the rehearsal dinner was done with the worst munchies and all the tacos were gone. But the smell was still there.
Oh, nightmares. And then he goes, what can cure my craving? So while the men were fishing and Sheena was getting ready, he went and he bought the drugs that he's been craving.
He took Sandoval's SUV.
Bert, Billy, and Brandon have a connection somewhere for drugs.
Yes, but they don't know it's drugs. They literally just somebody told them like, hey, we got the whatever the word is.
They're actually there not to buy drugs. They're looking for like piñatas to replace. They had so much fun doing the piñata the night before. They want more.
They just were gallivanting around town.
So they find from his garage, this random man sells piñatas and drugs.
Can you imagine Shay taking the triplets to town? Because it's like they're not on camera for the fishing expedition.
That my other show, Jax
and the producers
Shay.
Are truly like if they were mic'd or somehow had a camera and this didn't make it, like the producers are so busy with wrangling the triplets that Shay has time to buy the drugs.
That's true. They're like, no, you're all going in 3 different directions.
He's like, this is a great decoy.
Shay sneaks away, like Euphoria style, where it's like you just go into the refrigerator.
Oh yeah,
and you just buy. And he comes out with like a Coca-Cola and some Coke, and no one knows. Oh, that's great. Add that to the fanfic.
I love.
Okay, so who are you accepting? Let's end on a low note. Because you flip a coin.
You meant this season's ending on a low note. I'm like,
you're either gonna fly or die. Let's end on the low note. Am I right?
Let's fly really quick and then we'll die.
We'll die.
I'm gonna fly with. I'm gonna go Sandoval. I feel like he was the best man.
Yeah, he was great.
But also his entrance into the float trip. Like he was so sad to miss that he didn't. He brought in the 50 cases, even if I don't agree with the beer choice. He brought the triplets in, he honestly, I think is the one who set up how they like walked out and things like that. So it was a good one.
No, I'm actually, you know what? We're going to bring the band back together. I'm picking Kristen.
Yeah, she deserves it. This is probably her one and only.
Kristen and Sandoval, though not a good couple, should go into business together for weddings.
Because they could manage it because they won't be together all day.
Yes. One's with the bridesmaids and one's with the groomsmen. Mm-hmm. And then they just split the commission.
And then they're just like, we're going to let you fly, not die.
Yeah, amazing.
That's the name of their business.
Well, it's time to die.
Fly, don't die.
We're all going to die. Okay, who are you blocking? Who are you dying when you take, or
who am I taking with me off the cliff?
Yes.
Man, I don't don't even know. You know what? I'm going with Jax.
Because he was mad about the triplets.
He really spiraled at the beginning of the episode with the triplet drama. Like, sir, at some point, like, be able to handle it, like, with or without Sandoval, or just, like, shut the fuck up. But what really sinks it for me is going fishing in jeans and him feeling like he needs to walk out into the thing. And the micromanaging of the triplets, like, that's going to stress Schwartz out more whenever you're barking, like, you promise about a shower.
Do you promise that you showered?
I know the triplets are helpless, but like,
they're not that
they're
helpless. Not. Also, if their socks stink, it's not the end of the world.
They're not in the wedding.
Okay.
Like, who cares? Like, the whole goal is just they're at the wedding. Who cares if they're smelly at the wedding? Just don't stay next to them the rest of the day.
Agreed. I'm going to pick Sheena because though she thinks it's all amazing, Shay hates her, and it's very clear to everyone, even Lisa, who's in it.
Even to her.
Yeah, like, she knows.
Be with you.
Also, she loves comparing her own wedding to things, which is fine, but also it's just a lot. We already did your wedding, girl. We did it. We did a whole, like, 2 episodes on it. We got it, you know?
That's the thing, is she can't help herself, even in, like, the interviews afterwards, to, like, talk about herself.
Yeah.
Like, let this moment just be Katie and Tom's.
Also, she really wasn't that in it. Like, for as much as she was like, I want to be a part of the bridesmaids, she wasn't like, hey, can I charge your phone? Can I get you water? Maybe it was cut out. I don't know. But we just didn't know her. Like, we knew what Kristen was doing. We knew what Stassi was trying to do. And we knew what Brittany was doing. We just didn't know what Sheena was doing.
True. I don't even remember seeing her on the water for the float part.
Oh, she was there. She was without Shay. I noted it. Tagged it, you know?
I know, but, like, she wasn't, like, doing anything.
She just didn't make a big enough impact, I feel.
True.
Great. Okay. Well, be sure to do all the things I mentioned. Meredith, do you have anything to add before I send this out?
I don't think so. One more episode, season finale. I can't believe we're kind of at the end of season 5. This one has taken us forever to record just because of life. Well, I love it. I love the ending of this season thus far.
Agreed. But thank you for joining us. And here's my quote: forget what you heard and remember where you heard it first.